Over the past several years, many youth hockey associations have begun to rethink how they operate their MITE hockey programs. The MITE programs are entry-level for the 8, 7, 6, and even 5-year-old skaters, is a critical part of our programs as our players come in and start to learn to love the game, the basic fundamentals that they need to go on to play squirts and beyond. The Armstrong Youth Hockey Association has graciously shared with us their version of their MITE program, and it comes in 2 parts. The first part we're going to show you is a 3-on-3 league that they operate during the season and in the off-season, and also a typical practice session that they would use to help the kids learn some basic fundamental skills. Larry Gonrowski from the program has done an excellent job putting this together, and I'd like to introduce you to him and let him tell you how they do this.
Sitting down with my Squirt A coach after that spring hockey, and I said, you know, we need to come up with a better concept to give the kids more puck touches, and we need to develop more players, because when you do a spring league, you're inviting only a small portion of kids, so not every kid gets to play. So what we did, we came up with this idea of a 3-on-3 pond hockey league. He's my Squirt A coach. His name is Kevin Gray. So we sat down, I came up with some rules. We decided we could develop more goalies. That was one of the biggest things, because goalies are always an issue. Another thing is we want the kids to get more puck touches. And if you can see out here, every kid gets to touch the puck. A lot of times when you're in a full ice game, a kid can skate the whole game, maybe touch the puck for 30 seconds to a minute. Out here, every kid's touching the puck for a good 2, 3, 4 minutes. They're into the play. They're getting plenty of shots. It's like our pond hockey games, a lot of our scores are 25, 22. So every goalie's seen probably a minimum of 50 shots per game. So now you're developing more goalies. Instead of, if you're doing a full ice game, you're only bringing 1 goalie with you. We have 4 goalies. Another thing, you'd only bring 12, 13 skaters. Right now what we do is we have 36 skaters and we have 4 goalies. And what happens is, for us, the kids, what we do is we balance the lines. We go groups of 3, 3, and 3. So we take the top 12, we divide them up, we have the top 12 skating against the top 12, and then we take the middle 12, and we have the middle 12 skating against each other, then the lower 12. Because what it does, we've got to make sure we instill confidence in all the kids. Because a lot of times when you're in a full ice game, and certainly at a MITE level, if you can see, there's 1 or 2 kids that carry the puck the whole game. And sometimes the kids that are not quite there yet, they don't have any confidence. This gives them confidence to carry the puck. And guess what? In this pond hockey, every kid has scored. And that's, guess what? That is really big. What we do is we have our border patrols. We have 2 sets of them. What we do is we stack them on top of each other. We bungee strap them together. See, that eliminates, because a lot of times we play at the squirt level and the MITE level. Prevents the pucks from flying over and going into the other rink. If it's a 1-foot, instead of a 1-foot border, we go 2-foot border. Another thing is we put an 18-foot arc out. And on the 18-foot arc, what we do is anytime the goalie freezes the puck or a goal is scored, the player just grabs the puck out of the net, which that really does for a lot of times. If you're in a full ice game, we're always calling offsides or calling icings. So there's only 1 stoppage, and that's after the first half, and we're actually 2, and the last stoppage is at the last half. We go 2 27-minute halves, and there are 1.5-minute shifts, and we change on the horn. And they love it, because what happens is a lot of kids go play Squirt A, some go play, we have girls that play U10, we have kids that play Squirt B and C, and what it does, they're all friends, they grew up playing together as mites, and they don't see each other all year. All of a sudden you mix them up, you put them back in the same locker room. And one of the keys is, the team that's playing each other, we put them in the same locker room. So it's a little camaraderie with all the kids, and it develops friendships, and it really helps you build your association from the bottom up. The MITE coordinator, Matt Dieterding, and myself went to District 3, because after last spring, the concept, everybody liked it so much, we went to District 3 and asked if we could play pond hockey for district games at the MITE level. They agreed upon it, but a lot of the other associations weren't quite sure. They're a little bit leery of doing it, but we did put in 3 pond hockey games. We call them events. We had 16 teams come out. We had 3 rinks host the tournament. So we get 4 hours of ice back to back to back. And so every team got to play on a Saturday. And basically what happened after we got done playing the 3 pond hockey games for district play, the district coordinators and all the coaches, we had such a good feedback. Next year, we're going to play more pond hockey events in our District 3 play at MITES. The board I have up here at the beginning, that starts at the beginning of the season. We take the kids, their names, I have a good idea where they're at. I put them in, there's group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. And what happens is, during the season, you'll see some kids progress that were in group 3. You might have to move them to 2, and then you might have to move some other kid to 3. It keeps changing during the season because some kids progress more than others. And you have to challenge that kid. We put a practice plan together. We email a practice plan to each coach. They get to take a look at it. And if they have any input, if they want any changes or something else we might do, then we change it. And then on Saturday, because we got the MITES, we skate every Saturday and Sunday. So every coach usually meets 5 minutes before practice starts. We have 3 stations. We call it Zone A, Zone B, Zone C. And what we do is I assign coaches to a station. So what happens is we have 3 stations and we do two sets. So what we'll do is we'll have coaches, and we have 2 coaches in Zone A, 2 coaches in Zone B, 2 coaches in Zone C. And what they do is each kid, we go 7 minutes per station. And what we do is we divide the kids into skill level. Because what we'll do is, because even in your own program at upper level MITES, we have 36 MITES at the upper level. We'll put the 12 top players skating with each other, then the middle 12, and then the bottom 12. Because we do a lot of, besides doing all our skills and edges, we do a lot of competitive races. So we want to make sure that all the kids are successful, because if I have a top line kid skating against a kid that's on the bottom line, he's not going to be able to win the relay race. So we want to make sure they're competitive and they have success. And what we do 7 minutes per station. So what happens is we have Zone A, B, and C. And after 7 minutes, when the person that's running the practice usually takes the Zone B, it's in the middle, blows his whistle after 7 minutes. Zone A goes to B, B goes to C, and then C goes all the way down the other end of the ice and goes into Zone A. And the coaches stay in their zone, so they'll teach that same skill, that same drill to each kid. So there'll be 3 of them. So that what happens is it takes 21 minutes. We do a 5-minute moving warm-up. We go through 3 stations, that's 21 minutes. In a 1-hour practice, we typically, what we'll do is we'll have we'll play tunnel tag for 5-7 minutes, then we go back and do our stations again. And then what we do is then we're in between the first set of stations going to the second set of stations. What we do is we have to reset up, and those coaches who are in Zone A set up their next cones for their next station. The coaches in Zone B set up their cones, or whatever drill they're doing, and the coaches in Zone C set up their station. And what the kids do, then we go through the whole process again. The kids are in Zone A, get 7 minutes in that station. Zone B gets their 7 minutes in their station. And Zone C gets their 7 minutes in their stations or their skills. And then after 7 minutes, we blow the whistle, and then we move the kids to the next station. A goes to B, B goes to C, C goes to A. So basically what happens is there's 6 stations. Each kid gets 7 minutes in each station. What you want to do is, what we found out works best is we like working the edges. We work inside, outside edge. We work we work crossovers, but you have to do half of the stations are edge work. The other half is we do competitive relay races, and we have 15, 20 races and different drills that we do are fun for the kids. Because at the end of the day, we do not want to develop marathoners in hockey. You want to develop sprinters. Because sprinters in hockey, think about it, it's a sprint every time you go on the ice. And that's why you have to incorporate the relay races, because it really makes the kids extend themselves. And they fall down, but they need to learn to do that and do a lot of cone work when they do the relay race. Make them go fast, but they still got to use the technique. They have to keep their stick on the ice, follow the stick, and go through the cone. We always try to do everything, try to be best in class. That's what we call it. We want to be the best in class as a MITE program. I set up the practice plans, I do everything electronically, so once you develop the drill, it's just a cut and paste. So you can kind of do what you need to do throughout the season. So our biggest thing is we're trying to be best in class, and we're trying to develop sprinters, and we're trying to develop kids that can handle the puck very well. So what we do, we incorporate, besides this, we do pond hockey every 5th practice. We do half ice pond hockey for the middle mites and the lower mites, and the upper mites I mean, and the lower mites we do 3rd ice games with border patrols. Oh, the parents love it. Our retention is very good because the kids, you keep them moving. That's one thing we do. They're not bored. And right now we have probably, I'd say anyway from 90% retention every year in our MITE program. We don't lose a lot of kids. And actually our program of word of mouth has grown. My son first started 4 years ago. This will be my 5th year in the MITE program because he started as a 4-year-old. We had 110 mites. We're up to 185 mites last year after 4 years because we've gone out word of mouth, and we've gone out and recruited more kids, and the kids enjoy it and they love the game.